Welcome to my channel, The Doubtful Explorer. I'm excited to start this journey with you, exploring the mysteries of the universe and the complexities of the human mind. And what better place to start than the age-old debate between determinism and free will? Determinism versus free will is an age-old debate that has puzzled philosophers and scientists for centuries. The debate centers around whether our lives are predetermined by factors such as genetics, environment, and upbringing, or whether we have the power to make choices that can change the course of our lives. In this video, we will explore the arguments for and against determinism and free will, and examine the implications for society, morality, and personal identity. What is determinism? Determinism is the idea that everything that happens in the universe, including human actions and choices, is predetermined by factors that are beyond our control. This concept is based on the belief in causality, the idea that every effect has a cause that precedes it. The ancient Greek philosopher Aristotle was one of the earliest advocates of determinism. He believed that everything in the universe followed a natural order and that human actions were determined by a combination of biological, environmental, and cultural factors. This idea was later popularized by the famous physicist Isaac Newton, who believed that the laws of nature were predetermined and that everything in the universe was subject to these laws. More recently, the renowned physicist Stephen Hawking also expressed support for determinism. He argued that the laws of physics were responsible for every event in the universe, including human behavior. In modern times, the rise of neuroscience has provided new evidence for the deterministic view. Studies have shown that our brains make decisions before we are consciously aware of them, suggesting that our choices may be predetermined by our neural activity. In contrast to determinism, the concept of free will holds that we have the power to make choices that are not predetermined by external factors. This view suggests that we have the ability to change the course of our lives through our decisions. The Danish philosopher Søren Kierkegaard was a strong proponent of free will. He believed that individuals had the power to create their own destinies through their choices and actions. The famous physicist Albert Einstein also expressed support for free will, arguing that quantum mechanics provided evidence for the existence of unpredictability and randomness in the universe. In modern times, the rise of psychology has provided new evidence for the free will view. Studies have shown that our conscious beliefs and attitudes can influence our behavior, suggesting that our choices may not be predetermined by our biology or environment. While determinism and free will may seem like opposing views, some philosophers have argued that they can coexist. This idea is known as the Compatibility Thesis. Narrator. The philosopher John Stuart Mill proposed the idea of soft determinism, which suggests that while our choices may be influenced by external factors, we still have the power to make choices that are not predetermined. The philosopher Daniel Dennett has also advocated for a form of compatibilism, arguing that determinism and free will can coexist if we view free will as the ability to act in accordance with our desires and values. The debate between determinism and free will has important implications for our understanding of moral responsibility. If our actions are predetermined, can we truly be held responsible for them? Free will, on the other hand, is the belief that humans have the ability to make choices that are not predetermined by any external factors. It's the idea that individuals have agency and control over their actions and decisions. One of the most famous philosophers to argue for free will was Immanuel Kant. He believed that humans have an innate sense of autonomy and that free will is a necessary precondition for moral responsibility. He argued that free will is an essential part of human dignity and that without it, humans would be reduced to mere objects. Another philosopher who supported the idea of free will was Jean-Paul Sartre. He famously stated, "Man is condemned to be free," meaning that individuals are responsible for creating their own meaning and purpose in life. Sartre believed that humans have the ability to make choices that are not predetermined by any external factors and that this freedom is what gives life its meaning. In the realm of science, quantum mechanics has been used to support the idea of free will. Quantum mechanics suggests that at the subatomic level, particles do not follow a deterministic path but instead behave probabilistically. Some scientists argue that this suggests that free will exists at the quantum level and may extend to larger scales. Despite the debate between determinism and free will, some philosophers argue for the compatibility thesis, which suggests that determinism and free will can coexist. This idea posits that although events may be predetermined, humans still have the ability to make choices within those predetermined events. One philosopher who argued for the compatibility thesis was David Hume. He believed that even if determinism were true, humans still have the ability to make choices based on their desires and motivations. He argued that this ability to make choices is what gives individuals a sense of agency and control over their lives. One of the biggest implications of the determinism versus free will debate is its impact on moral responsibility. If all actions are predetermined by external factors, can individuals be held responsible for their actions? Determinists argue that individuals cannot be held morally responsible for their actions because they are predetermined. However, supporters of free will argue that moral responsibility is necessary for a just society and that individuals must be held accountable for their actions. The debate between determinism and free will also has implications for social and political issues. For example, if all actions are predetermined, how can we hold criminals responsible for their crimes? Should we still punish individuals for their actions if they were predetermined? Similarly, the debate has implications for personal responsibility. If all actions are predetermined, can individuals be held responsible for their successes and failures? The determinism versus free will debate also has personal implications. If our actions are predetermined, what does that mean for our sense of self and personal identity? Does the belief in determinism make us feel powerless and helpless? On the other hand, if we believe in free will, does that give us a sense of control over our lives and a greater sense of agency? In conclusion, the determinism versus free will debate is an age-old and complex philosophical and scientific issue. While determinists argue that all events are predetermined by external factors, supporters of free will believe that humans have agency and control over their actions and decisions. The debate has implications for moral responsibility, social and political issues, and personal identity. Whether or not determinism and free will can coexist remains a contentious issue, and one that will likely continue to be debated for years to come. Thank you for joining me on this journey. I hope you'll continue to explore with me as we delve into the mysteries of philosophy, science, and culture. And as always, keep questioning, keep exploring, and stay doubtful.